Hey everyone. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to play Coffee Up. Coffee Up is a cooperative memory game for 2 to 5 players. And in this game, we are all running a coffee shop together. And our coffee shop starts with a rating of 3 stars. And every day, new customers are going to come to our coffee shop, and we have to try and serve them coffee correctly by remembering their names and orders, and essentially providing satisfactory or excellent service to each customer. And if we are able to keep the coffee shop open for 7 days in a row without dropping below a 1 star rating, we win the game. But if we ever drop below a 1 star rating to a 0 star rating, the game is over and we lose. So that's the core challenge of this game. So let's dive into how that works. So we start with 3 stars, and it's day one. So at the start of every day, one player is chosen to be the head barista, and the head barista will rotate from day to day. So it's day one, I'm the head barista. Everyone can see that I'm the head barista because it's written above my face. The head barista gets to see all the customers that are going to come into the coffee shop for that day. They will appear in the head barista's hand of cards. And what the head barista is going to do is read out the name and order on each card and then play it to the center so that everyone can try to commit it to memory. Okay. So as the head barista, what I'll do is I'll say, okay, we have Ellis coming in. Her order is a latte with 2 sugars. Next, we have a flat white for Vin. You can take your time with this because you want to give people enough time to memorize the names and orders and match them to the faces. So next we have a mocha with vanilla for Zelda. And finally, we have a piccolo for Rolo. Right? So these are the 4 customers coming in today. You can see their orders, you can see their faces, and you're trying very hard in this portion of the game to memorize as much as you can. Once you've done that, we get to the next part of the game, which is over here. So all the customers that are coming in for that day are going to get shuffled between the players. So of these 4 customers, I have 2 of them, and bot 1 has 2 of them. So this is my row. These are my 2 customers. And this is bot 1's row. These are bot 1's customers. And your customers, you can see what their names and orders are because there's a copy of those cards with all the information in your hand. So Ellis and Zelda are my customers, and then there's 2 other customers for bot 1. The way you serve a customer their order is you have to serve someone else's customer, and you have to correctly guess their name or their order, or I guess correctly remember their name or their order. So what's going to happen is on my turn, I'm going to choose a customer from someone else's hand, and then I'm going to try and recall their name or order correctly. And that player who has that customer in their hand is then going to confirm whether or not I got it right. Now, there's one thing worth saying. When I click on a customer to serve, I actually don't have to serve specifically the customer I clicked. I just have to serve any customer in that player's hand. So even if I click on this customer here, if I accidentally say the name of this customer, that's fine. If I accidentally say the order of this person, that's fine. I just have to serve one customer belonging to this other player whose row I clicked into. Okay, so it's not that stringent that I have to serve the customer I clicked. It's just one person, one customer in that person's row. Okay, so I am going to click on this customer, and then what I have to do is I have to say out loud either this customer's name or order or both. And by this customer, again, any customer from that player's hand. So I happen to remember that that customer's name is Rolo, so I'm going to say we have an order for Rolo, and then bot 1 is going to confirm whether or not I got it right. In your hand, you'll have these 3 cards to confirm the result of what someone else guessed. So if someone is guessing my customer, I would then have to say, did you get the name or order correct for someone in my hand? Did you get the name and order correct for someone in my hand? Or is the name or order you said, like, no one in my hand has that name or order, like it's wrong? So you'll play one of those cards, and then you'll play a matching customer who is the customer that gets served their coffee. So it's worth saying that even if I click on someone's customer and I get their name and order wrong, someone still has to be served coffee. So that other player will still have to play a customer from their hand to serve them. Okay. In terms of the stars, I said our coffee shop starts with 3 stars. If you get a customer's name and order correct, which means this card would be the one played, your coffee shop gains a star, and you can have a maximum of 5 stars. If you get a customer's name and order incorrect for all the customers in someone's hand, like they're forced to play the incorrect card and serve a customer the wrong coffee, basically, your coffee shop will lose a star. So this is essentially the equivalent of, this is satisfactory service, this is excellent service, and this is poor service. So excellent service gets you another star, poor service loses you a star. So I just guessed Rolo for this player over here. Now I don't know what the bot will do. Okay, great. So the bot says, yes, I got the name or order. Okay. Well, they could have played Rolo because that's the one I got, but it's fine. Okay. So now bot one is going to guess one of my customers' names or orders. And let's say that they got both the name and order correct. So I would say this one. And then, let's imagine bot one said mocha with vanilla for Zelda. So then I would play the matching card that they got right. Great. And our coffee shop gains a star over here. And we keep going till all the customers for the day have been served. And then if our coffee shop still has more than 0 stars, we go on to the next day. So that would end day 1, then we would go on to day 2. So that's the basic mechanic of the game. You are trying to recall as many customers and orders as you can in that first phase of the game, because you will have to recall them for other players in the second phase of the game and correctly identify their names or orders. Okay, so let's just close out this day, and then I'll talk about the last wrinkle in the game, which is daily specials. After the first day, you have the option to enforce a daily special for every day afterwards. A daily special is a special challenge or bonus that your coffee shop will face just for that day. So for example, the daily special for this day is replace the first 4 customers drawn from the regular deck with 4 customers drawn from the customer deck. What this basically means is that you will see a lot more new faces than you would normally. One thing I should mention is that when you successfully serve customers their coffee, they are very likely to reappear on future days. So it won't be completely new faces on every single day. If you're doing a good job, you will see those people again. So new faces sort of messes with that. And for each daily special, you can choose whether or not to enforce it. So if your group is just starting off with the game, you may not want to deal with daily specials. You may want to just try to get the hang of the base game. But if you like the extra spice that the daily specials allow, then I'd highly recommend playing with the daily specials. I said that you have to stay in business for 7 days. The game gets harder and harder. So on the first day, you get 1 customer per player. Unless it's a 2-player game, then you get 2. That's why there were 4 customers on day 1. On day 2, you'll get 2 customers per player. On day 3, you'll get 3 customers per player, and so on all the way until day 7. So by the time you reach day 7, there will be a lot of customers whose names, orders, and faces you have to remember. And that's where the challenge of the game comes from. It ramps up. All right? So I've played a couple of games of this. It's super fun. It's fun to try and figure this out as a group. And it's cool that the customers that you've gotten correct in the past keep coming back, because over time you can build up like a pretty good working knowledge of who the customers of this coffee shop are. And it really does feel like you're running a coffee shop where there are regulars who you know by name, right? So definitely check this one out and hope you have fun with it. Thanks so much.